Hey there, Marine. We know you're dedicated to serving our country, and your time is incredibly valuable. So we're diving straight into something crucial for your success. And frankly, the success of the entire Marine Corps, MCDP 6, Command and Control. Now, we may not wear the uniform ourselves, but we've spent a lot of time unpacking this doctrine. And trust us, this deep dive will equip you with a solid understanding of its principles, making you a more effective Marine.
Absolutely. MCDP 6 is like the Marine Corps playbook for operating in the unpredictable chaos of war. It's all about making sure that even when facing the fog of war, Marines like yourself can act decisively and in a coordinated way.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Why is MCDP 6 so important, especially
Uh,
for the Marine Corps and for you operating within it?
Think about the kinds of environments you're often deployed to: uncertainty conditions that change in a heartbeat and intense time constraints. MCDP 6 provides a framework not just for surviving, but thriving in those environments. And for a fighting force like the Marine Corps, that's essential. You see, the traditional command and control model, where every order comes from the top, just isn't agile enough for the kind of warfare the Marine Corps specializes in: maneuver warfare.
Maneuver warfare. Paint a picture for us. What does that look like?
Maneuver warfare is all about exploiting opportunities, dictating the terms of engagement, and keeping the enemy off balance. It's about speed and adaptability, not rigid adherence to a preset plan. And that's where MCDP 6 comes in. It acknowledges that precision and certainty are often impossible in war. Instead, it prioritizes speed and adaptability.
So rather than trying to predict and control every single detail, MCDTP 6 gives Marines at all levels the power to make decisions and take action based on what's happening right in front of them.
Exactly. And that's where the concept of mission command and control comes into play. Instead of issuing rigid orders, commanders communicate their intent. Think of it as the desired end state, and trust their Marines to figure out the best way to achieve it.
That's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
It also sounds incredibly empowering.
Yeah.
But how do you ensure everyone stays on target, working towards the same goal?
One of the cornerstones of MCDP 6 is the commander's intent. Now, it's not just about what needs to be done, but more importantly, why it needs to be done. This clear understanding of the objective acts like a compass guiding your actions, even when the original plan goes out the window.
That makes sense. But let's get down to brass tacks. How can we be sure that a junior Marine, maybe pinned down under enemy fire, has enough information to make the right call in that moment?
It boils down to trust training and a shared understanding of the Marine Corps ethos. MCDP 6 recognizes that building this kind of implicit communication, think almost an unspoken understanding, takes time and effort, but it's absolutely essential for success.
It sounds like we're starting to see how all these pieces fit together. But let's talk more about how decisions get made in the heat of the moment, when time is of the essence.
Well, MCDP 6 acknowledges that in many battlefield situations, there simply isn't time for lengthy analysis. That's why it emphasizes intuitive decision-making, honed through rigorous training and experience. Remember General Patton's famous quote, "A good plan violently executed now is better than a perfect plan next week."
You've got to be able to think on your feet and adapt to constantly shifting situations. But does that mean throwing all planning out the window?
Not at all. MCGP 6 emphasizes planning as a learning process, not a rigid script. It's about developing options and understanding what might happen if you choose one course of action over another.
So you're constantly evaluating, adapting, and making decisions based on the most up-to-date information you have. But in a chaotic environment, how do you even make sure you're getting the right information?
That's where information management comes in. MCDP 6 emphasizes filtering, fusing, and prioritizing information. It's about preventing information overload and making sure the most critical intel reaches the right people at the right time.
So it's not just a fire hose of data. You're getting the information you need when you need it to make informed decisions.
Exactly. And this is where technology can play a vital role. But MCDP 6 stresses that technology should enhance, not replace human judgment. The ultimate responsibility for decision-making always lies with the Marine on the ground, with you.
This all ties back to that core concept of trust and empowerment, doesn't it? MCDP 6 really seeks to empower individual Marines, giving them the tools they need to make critical decisions.
It absolutely does. MCDP 6 recognizes that the true strength of the Marine Corps lies in the initiative and adaptability of its individual Marines.
It seems like strong leadership is absolutely essential to making all this work in practice. How does MCDP 6 approach leadership?
You're right. Leaders play a crucial role in fostering a culture of trust, initiative, and responsibility. MCDP 6 advocates for a persuasive rather than a dictatorial style of leadership. Think of it as guiding rather than controlling.
So it's about more than just giving orders. It's about inspiring and motivating Marines to perform at their best, even in the most challenging situations.
Precisely. And this takes constant effort. Leaders need to cultivate a learning environment where Marines feel comfortable taking risks, learning from mistakes, and constantly improving. Creating that sense of teamwork and shared understanding is crucial.
We're seeing that MCDP 6 isn't just a set of rules or procedures. It's more a philosophy, a way of thinking that permeates every level of the Marine Corps.
And that's what makes it so powerful. It gives Marines the tools and the mindset to succeed in the face of any challenge.
This has been a really insightful look at the foundations of MCDP 6, but we've only just scratched the surface.
There's so much more to explore. In our next segment, we'll dive deeper into the specific elements of MCDP-6 and how they work together to create a truly effective command and control system. Welcome back. Let's shift gears a little bit and delve into the more practical side of MCDP-6. Remember, it's not just about abstract principles. It's about having a tangible support structure that enables effective command and control for Marines like yourself.
All right, so what are the key building blocks of this support structure? What makes it all tick?
Well, it all starts with people. MCDP-6 emphasizes that training, education, and doctrine are essential for preparing Marines for the demands of maneuver warfare. It's about equipping Marines with the skills and the mindset to thrive in those complex, fast-paced environments you're likely to encounter.
So how does this training differ from, say, conventional warfare training?
Think of it this way. In conventional warfare, the focus is often on following a set plan, maintaining tight control, and overwhelming the enemy with firepower. But maneuver warfare is different. It's about exploiting fleeting opportunities, disrupting the enemy's plans, and achieving decisive results with speed and agility.
So the training needs to reflect that.
Yeah.
What might that look like in practice?
Exercises and training scenarios should push Marines to think critically and operate independently. Simulating chaos, uncertainty, and communication breakdowns is crucial. You need to be comfortable making decisions and taking action, even when you don't have all the answers.
It's like that saying, train hard, fight easy. By preparing for the worst, you're better equipped to handle anything that comes your way. But beyond just technical skills, MCDP-6 also stresses the importance of fostering that shared ethos, that common understanding of how Marines operate.
Right. You're absolutely right. When everyone is on the same page, when you have that implicit trust and communication, it's amazing how effectively a unit can function, even in the most chaotic situations. It's almost like an unspoken language that develops among teammates who've trained and fought together. They can anticipate each other's moves and react instinctively.
That makes sense.
Well,
But even with the best training and a strong shared ethos, you still need clear procedures to guide actions and ensure coordination. So where do procedures fit into the MCDP-6 framework?
procedures are essential for those tasks that are routine or mechanical. Think about things like reporting procedures, communication protocols, or the steps involved in establishing a defensive position. Having clear procedures for these types of activities frees up mental bandwidth for the more complex decision-making that maneuver warfare demands. They provide a baseline of efficiency and consistency, allowing Marines to focus on the bigger picture.
It seems like a delicate balancing act. You need clear procedures, but you don't want to get bogged down in bureaucracy in the middle of a firefight.
Exactly. The goal is to have procedures that enhance, not hinder a unit's agility and responsiveness. MCDP-6 emphasizes that procedures should be simple, adaptable, and easy to execute under stress.
Okay, so we've talked about training ethos and procedures. What about the human element? How do manpower and organization play into effective command and control?
MCDP-6 recognizes that getting the right people in the right roles is critical. It's not just about filling slots, it's about matching individual skills and temperament to specific responsibilities. You need to consider not just rank or experience, but also things like initiative, decision-making ability, and the capacity to work effectively under pressure.
So you're really building a team, not just assembling a group of individuals. And MCDP-6 also emphasizes personnel stability within units.
Right. Absolutely. Building those strong relationships, that shared understanding, is essential for effective teamwork. It's hard to develop that deep level of trust and communication when you're constantly rotating people in and out of a unit. Of course, casualties and operational needs will sometimes disrupt unit cohesion, but striving for personnel stability whenever possible is crucial.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, how does MCDP-6 approach the actual organization of these units?
Flexibility is key. MCDP-6 advocates for task organizing forces to suit the specific mission and environment. This means creating self-reliant task groups that can operate with a high degree of autonomy.
So instead of having a rigid hierarchical structure, you're creating smaller, more adaptable units that
Yeah.
can react quickly to changing circumstances.
That's the idea. This decentralized structure reduces the need for constant communication and coordination from higher headquarters. It empowers those smaller units to take initiative and make decisions on the ground. But striking the right balance is essential. You need to flatten the organizational structure to improve speed and agility, but you also need to ensure clear lines of responsibility and communication.
It's a delicate dance between empowering those on the front lines and maintaining overall coherence.
Precisely. And MCDP 6 also recognizes that the size and structure of headquarters staffs play a crucial role in command and control. A large bureaucratic staff can actually hinder decision-making. Too many people can slow down the flow of information and make it difficult to react quickly to changing circumstances. MCDP 6 advocates for lean, efficient staffs that focus on what's truly essential. It's about streamlining communication, minimizing bureaucracy, and empowering commanders to make timely decisions.
I'm starting to see a pattern here. It's all about empowering Marines to take action, whether it's those on the front lines or those in command positions.
Exactly. Now let's bring in the 21st century element. How does MCDP 6 view the role of technology in all of this?
Yes, the ever-evolving world of military tech. How does MCDP 6 approach integrating technology into command and control?
It emphasizes that technology should enhance, not replace human judgment. The goal is to use technology to improve the flow and quality of information, but always with the understanding that the ultimate decisions rest with Marines, not machines.
So tools like advanced communication systems, intelligence platforms, and situational awareness displays can be incredibly valuable, but they can't replace the human element.
Absolutely. It's crucial to avoid the trap of becoming overly reliant on technology or allowing it to dictate decisions. MCDP 6 stresses that technology is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used effectively or ineffectively. It's up to Marines to use their judgment, training, and experience to ensure technology is enhancing, not hindering, their ability to operate effectively.
You don't want to get so caught up in the data that you lose sight of the bigger picture, or worse, lose sight of the human element of warfare.
You hit the nail on the head. Finding that balance between leveraging technology and maintaining human control is a constant challenge.
This has been a really fascinating exploration of the practical side of MCDP 6, from training and procedures to organization and technology. It's clear that this doctrine is deeply ingrained in every facet of the Marine Corps.
And it all comes back to that core idea, empowering Marines at all levels to make decisions and take action in the face of uncertainty. In our final segment, we'll tie all these threads together and talk about how MCDP 6 in its entirety shapes the Marine Corps approach to command and control, and prepares Marines like you to succeed in any situation.
Welcome back, Marine. We've spent this deep dive exploring MCDP 6, from its core principles to the support structure that makes it all work. What we've uncovered is that this doctrine is a living philosophy, a way of thinking woven into every aspect of the Marine Corps.
And what does that mean for you as a Marine operating in today's world, a world that's more complex and volatile than ever before?
That's the big question, isn't it? What does it all mean for you on the ground, in the field, facing those real-world challenges?
It means you have a framework, a set of tools for dealing with uncertainty, making decisions under pressure, and operating effectively as part of a cohesive unit.
So it's not just theory, it's practical application.
Right. Exactly. MCDP 6 emphasizes that every Marine, regardless of rank, has a vital role to play in the command and control process. It's about empowering you to take initiative, to think critically, and to contribute your unique skills and perspectives to the mission.
That's a powerful idea, but it hinges on trust, doesn't it?
It does. It's about trusting your judgment, relying on your training, and understanding the commander's intent so that you can make the right call, even when the situation is fluid and unpredictable. And it's about knowing that effective command and control is a team effort. It's about clear communication, mutual trust, and a shared commitment to the mission.
You know, we were talking about the importance of training earlier. It strikes me that this trust, this ability to make decisions under pressure, is something that can't just be taught in a classroom.
You're absolutely right. It has to be cultivated through experience, through realistic training scenarios that force you to think on your feet and adapt to changing circumstances. And it has to be fostered by leaders who create a culture of trust and empowerment.
Because ultimately, MCDP 6 recognizes that the Marine Corps' greatest strength lies in the initiative and adaptability of its individual Marines.
And that's why it places such a strong emphasis on fostering leadership at all levels. It's not just about barking orders. It's about inspiring, motivating, and empowering those around you. It's about creating a culture of trust where Marines feel confident taking risks, learning from mistakes, and constantly striving to improve.
MCDP 6 is like a roadmap, guiding Marines to navigate the complex terrain of modern warfare.
Precisely. The battlefield is a constantly evolving environment. You need to be able to adapt, to think on your feet, and to make decisions based on the best information available at the time.
And MCDP 6 equips you with the tools and the mindset to do just that. It's not just a document to be filed away, it's a living philosophy that should inform every action, every decision.
As we wrap up this deep dive, we want to leave you with this thought. The Marine Corps faces complex challenges in an ever-changing world. By embracing the principles of MCDP 6, you are empowered to act decisively, adapt to any situation, and accomplish the mission, no matter the odds.
So, Marine, as you go back out there, consider this. How can you apply the principles of MCDP 6 to become a more effective leader and decision maker within your unit? We encourage you to continue exploring this doctrine and discuss its principles with your fellow Marines. Remember, the strength of the Marine Corps lies not just in its firepower, but in the minds and hearts of its Marines.